Okay, so now that we're in the assets class, I'm going to go ahead and just copy this variable declaration here, at least the beginning of it, and go ahead and paste that. I don't have to, but I'm doing it just to sort of keep things separate from each other. So I'm going to make the mech guy move to the right, so MWR1, and that stands for mech guy right, or walking right 1. And I'm going to do that for all 9 images. There's 9 images there, and just to kind of give you a glimpse into what I'm trying to do here, if you look at your images, I've got Jughead walking all the way down to 9. So these 9 images are what I'm going to try to get to show. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. So I'm going to try to get those to show within the animation on the Android device. So I like to make things as easy as possible, so I'll go ahead and I'll copy and paste this, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And then I will change those numbers accordingly so that I don't have the same declaration, because obviously I have lots of errors here, so I've got to fix that. Okay, so now that I have all these images here, or the image variables set up, I go ahead and I'm going to copy this as well. And then I'm going to go to my loading screen. And I noticed something here for all the other ones is that we do assets equals, so forth and so on. So eventually I'll have to do that, and then I look at my game screen, of course, and I see something very similar to what we just had. But with this, I'm going to type in private image, and I'm going to paste what I just had in the assets class. That way I know exactly what those variables are. Save those so that the asterisks are now gone, Control S. And then I'll go back to my loading screen class, and I'm going to copy this one right here because they're all kind of similar. And then put a little comment here so I know what's what. I'm going to say that this is for the animations of mech guy walking right. All right, and then I'll paste that. Now, the one thing I have to make sure of is that I'm typing in the name of the file and I'm doing it exactly as it's written, so all lowercase, underscore, and then once I have that, I'm going to make sure I'm talking about the right variable as well. So it's not a hello boy for this one, it's mech guy walking right 1. And then I'll copy this line and I'll paste it 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Give myself some space there in between those so that it doesn't cluster all the code. And then of course I'll change these numbers as they should be, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9, and the file names as well, so that I'm not just showing the same picture, otherwise it won't animate, it'll just show that picture in the animation sequence. So to our eye, it won't look like it's changing pictures at all. So now we've got that all set up. Now if we go back to our game screen class, we already have these images set up, and it's a lot like following any of the other animations that already exist. So, for example, we need to make sure that we call an animation. Now, in this case, I'm going to separate the animations. I'm going to call it random, okay, and that stands for right animation. I would probably be a little bit more careful about how I pick names, given all the pictures for Jughead. He does walk right when he crouches, he walks right when he shoots, and he walks right just walking right. So I'd probably really call it walking right or right walk animation or something like that. But you get the idea. So what we're going to do then is, again, I'm going to take a page out of the Hello Boy animation here, and I'm going to put a comment here. And then I'm going to assign to MechGuy walking right 1 variable that's in this class, the asset that is in the asset class for walking right 1. And then 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Change these numbers accordingly. Okay, and so basically what I'm saying here is the MechGuy Write 1 that's in this class, the game screen class, should be assigned the MechGuy Write 1 that's in the assets class. And then of course if you look at the loading screen class, this is where we go, okay, well that's this picture, that's that picture, that's picture. So that's how those classes are sort of connected. And as we move down, again, I'm just going to take a page out of the book of the Hello Boy animations and paste that, and then I'm going to change that Hanem to random, so we're creating a new animation at this point. And then I'm going to say the first page of that animation is MechGuy walking right 1. Two, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Change these numbers accordingly. You might mess around with these numbers once you get it up and running, but for right now, I'm just going to leave that subject to its own. And then we need to come on down right here. And we need to say random dot update, and for now I'll just say 50. All right, so now we've got that updating, and now we actually have to give it a time or a reason to show that particular animation. Now I wanted to do it while we're walking to the right. So what I would do is come inside, and there's a couple ways you can do it, but I'm just going to show one particular way. So one, you need to make sure that you're in the update running method. So make sure you're in the update running method. I'm going to kind of scroll down to the bottom end of it here. And then I'm going to get rid of this else right here for the else if robot.jumped is false and so forth and so on. And I'm going to create another if. If robot.isJumped is false and the robot is ducked equals false, and the robot dot is moving right equals true, then we're going to go ahead and tell it to current sprite equals random dot get image. Okay, so just to explain this, if you're having troubles understanding what we just did there, is what we did is we wanted to find a situation where we should be walking right and showing the animation. Well, if we're not jumping and we're not ducking, but we are moving right, well then we should show that moving right animation. Now you should be able to run that code, and if you check it on your Android device, it should show the right walking animation. Hope that helps you out.